I remember going to some like 5:30 show at the High Point, and I remember watching it and thinking, this is unbelievable. This is a great musical.
In 1989, Disney released a new animated film based on a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. The producers took a risk on an up-and-coming Broadway duo to transform the movie into a musical. The Little Mermaid set a new standard for the Disney empire.
Howard Ashman and Alan Menken had done Little Shop. They were Broadway babies. And I remember at the end of the year, the New York Times, in their theater section, wrote the best musical of the year was The Little Mermaid. If you know anything about Disney, this was a nuclear force. They saw the future in musical animation. Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, I'm missing about 10 of them, all because Mermaid was a hit.
It really reignited the Disney animation movies that we all know and love now. Enter Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, these brilliant composers from, musical theater composers from New York City who had this incredible idea of making The Little Mermaid this musical triumph and really writing it like a Broadway musical. Knowing that it was going to be turned to a Broadway musical, I was so excited because I was in Beauty and the Beast on Broadway at the time when the show closed, and then it was making room for The Little Mermaid. So it was very kind of exciting that it was like, oh, Little Mermaid's finally going to come to Broadway.
As musical animation grew and Disney moved shows onto the stage, it prompted a whole new generation of theater lovers.
I mean, it is truly a revolution. It was the beginning of kids beginning to like musicals again and understand the form. And then even the parents, who were all the boomers who had sort of grown up with the idea that rock is cool, this stuff is our parents' stuff, were like, oh, this is great. I saw this last season on Beauty and the Beast. There is something about the music of Alan Menken that on our stage with no roof and the stars in the skies and a beautiful summer night just opens everybody's hearts.
The other side of it is, Howard Ashman and Alan Menken have always been heroes to me. And I think that they really did redefine musical theater for a generation, and also, again, animation. Getting a chance to do that and hear those words and hear those beautiful, incredible lyrics by Howard Ashman, who left us way too soon, and just to know that we're going to get a chance to experience that again. I'm so thrilled. I cannot wait.
I think what they did so beautifully in The Little Mermaid, it's about fathers and daughters. It's about that beautiful, complicated, never-ending figuring out of relationship. My brother has 3 daughters. I witnessed it. I still witness it for 30 years of the father and the daughter is its own thing. It's its own language. It's its own source of beautiful love and joy and frustration and all the things.
It's such a beautifully, crafted tale about, this father and this daughter and something that every parent goes through, which is when their child has a different dream than you might want for them, or their child starts to grow up and wants to be part of something that you either don't understand or you're scared of, or you're just scared of letting them go. Of course, it's a love story between Prince Eric and Ariel, but it's also a love story between friends. There's the simplicity of love in like the crush that Flounder has on Ariel. There's the friendship love and companion love that Sebastian has for Ariel. I think it's a story about the power of love and the power of letting go, and it is a story about fathers and daughters for sure.
The 2017 production of Muny just kind of hit a sweet spot in many ways. So there are some elements, the puppetry that was in that production, we're going to reuse and expand and have a part of this. But the rest of it, the set design and costumes, everything will be new. Director John Tartaglia and choreographer Patrick O'Neill, they did Poppins, they did Beauty and the Beast. They have a real gift for these shows.
I forget this every year as I get there, and I'm reminded every year as I sit in the audience, because I've had the honor of doing the family show for so many years now, is that, we do it because we care. We build everything up in our heads, and we worry about, will the audience go along with this, and will they get this? And what is so beautiful to me is that, over 10,000 people sit there so attentively and quietly. There's no other audience that is as quiet as the Muny audience. I'm baffled. And everyone just goes with it, and everyone is there because they're so excited to take this journey. And that, you know, I love when I hear stories in the audience of people who, you know, their grandparents started taking them, and so it's been this family, you know, passed down tradition. And so for them, it's not just a show, it's this summer event that is a family thing that connects them.